Welcome to a COVID reusable mask making tutorial. We are starting off with pieces of fabric. You need to cut it out. You put the right sides together when you're cutting so that if you make any mistakes, it's on the wrong side. You can also mark it, but I just tend to not pin anything and just go straight in for the cutting because I've sewn long enough that I don't have to. But if that's hard for you, maybe you should try that. Next, you're just going to sew it. Make sure you do the back stitch so it doesn't come undone. This is a basic, narrow stitch. You want it to actually be quite tight because you don't want the horrible death particles to come through the mask, so you make sure that it's on a tight interlocking stitch. Easy enough. Hopefully you know how to use a sewing machine. If not, good luck. Do some ironing to make sure that it sits properly. If you don't do the ironing, it actually sits really awkwardly against your face and touches your nose uncomfortably, which is no good. Then you're going to put the two sides together. I like to start at the top because it helps you line up better, and if the top matches up, then the bottom should, but it's less important if the bottom matches up versus the top because you're going to have that sort of upper nose piece that helps lock in your breath and keep your germs to yourself. So it's just a matter of sewing those two edges. Then you have to flip it inside out. And of course, the iron comes in. I'm ironing it on the cotton setting, hot as it'll go, because that'll sterilize it as you go. So if you're doing these for sale, you don't have to then purify them later, although you probably should if you're going to sell them. Make sure you turn those corners out. See here, I'm flipping the nose piece out so that it sits properly. And I don't actually bother top stitching. A lot of people do. I don't because I find it kind of rubs against your face and is unpleasant. Measure your elastics, about 14 inches and 12 inches. These are the go around your head elastic style, which I much prefer versus the ear loop because my ears are sensitive and it really hurts me. So these ones go right around your head. The trick to sewing these elastics on is to make sure that you tuck one of the elastics up and behind the foot before you actually install it, because otherwise you're going to have a crisscross on your elastics and it doesn't work out. So here I am just sewing the final edge of the elastic in, making sure that they're not bunched or bundled or twisted too much because that'll be annoying on your head. But just make sure you go over it a couple times back and forth on the sewing to really iron in that elastic. Then give it a final pressing, and there it is. So you can put it on, you put it both over your head, and then because people have different sized heads, I tie a little knot to make it tighter on me. There you go. We used the Craft Passion pattern, and that should be it.